Right. It is September the 1st, and this is our Get the More You're Looking For call for the Ishee organization. And I am so excited to be here with you. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Over in the chat, you can shout out where you're from so we can see real quick where everyone is from while I'm getting the PowerPoint up there. We'd love to see all the different states and things where everyone is from. And so it'll be fun to see. So you all can see that we have quite a variety, and that's pretty exciting. Awesome. So now I'm going to ask you to turn your attention to this slide presentation just for a few minutes, and we're going to have a couple of guest speakers here tonight. My purpose for tonight is to be able to help you see the big picture. When I started this business almost 29 years ago, I started for some adult conversation, a little bit of extra money for the family, and to help participate in the expenses of the family so that I would feel like I was contributing. I had no intention of staying 29 years, and I still love my job. So I feel like that's huge to be able to share that. And I hope that you can feel that in my passion and my voice, because as I get to help other people get what they want for their family, whether it's hosts, guests, or consultants, or directors and leaders, that's what just excites me and gives me the passion to keep staying here. So let me go ahead and we're going to work through a PowerPoint. Oh, why did I do that? Did I click stop share? I guess I did. I meant to click for the, there we go, for that to go on. My name is Becky Ishee, and I'm your Upline National Executive Director. I live in Westchester, Ohio. And we are a top 10 team in the country. We have that to be proud of. A year ago, we were around 20 in the company, 18 to 20, and now we're in the top 10. So congratulations to everybody who has participated on our team during the last year. What we want to do is help you achieve the success that you're looking for. Whatever your more is, our team likes to enrich lives one story at a time and really help you get what it is that you're looking for, whether it's a car payment, a house payment, supplementary income for retirement, whatever that is. And what we do know is that with our team, we have a lot more consultants over this last year, which means we're reaching more customers. We're giving way more solutions for what people need, especially right now when they're cooking at home more. And we know that that's enriching the lives, because if they're cooking at home, they're also eating at home, which means there's more conversation and interaction with family and friends. And we should feel really proud of that as an organization. So Doris Christopher started this company, and she started it in 1980, a home economics teacher, and saw the need for these great quality tools. Now, the picture in the bottom left is our home office. If you've never been there, go to conference next year. Hopefully we'll be able to all gather in a live conference, and you'll be able to tour the home office. It wouldn't look the same right now because there are trucks lining all around the home office waiting to pull up to docks. As soon as we're loading to ship shipments and unloading product in to fulfill orders, another truck pulls in. So as soon as one pulls out, another one pulls in. And I wanted to give you some statistics from our team. This is year to date, so I went and did this through August. Our sales are stronger than ever. This is a record year for us, and year to date, we are up 290% increase over last year. So what that means, if you take the number and you increase it by 290% or multiply it by 4, that's about where we are. In recruiting, our team also is sharing the opportunity and helping people get what they need for their families. And this is so exciting because if you look at this, we have a record number of new consultants who have joined our team so far. We have over 1,700 new consultants who have joined, and that means that we're up 214% over last year, year to date. And then our new consultants are getting off to a stronger, faster, better start. And that means that they're earning the fast track rewards, which we all know are product and cash. And that's our whole goal. If you want to get that cash and those products, we want to help you as a new consultant. That's our goal, to help you get all of that you can before it goes away during your first 90 days. So we know that our new consultants through our welcome calls and our training are getting this Tuesday night training every week, are getting stronger starts than ever. And it's evident by all our leader promotions. We've actually had 9 new executive director teams. These are teams that are comprised of at least 8 directors in a specific setup. So 6 first gen, 2 second gen. That means there's a lot of director teams. We actually have had over 150.
It's 8:30. Told me the wrong time.
Can you mute? I can't mute you from here, but if you can mute, that'd be great. So I really could have put 200 or more, but I wanted to be on the lower end because I can't track exactly the 4th, 5th, and 6th gens. But I know that we are well over 150 new director promotions in the last year. And upper level director promotions, almost too many to count, which is exciting because we know that families are getting what they need. So what a year it's been. My goodness, who would have predicted it? And it's just a little bit more than halfway through. We actually have 4 full months, and those 4 full months typically give about, more than half of the sales for the year, because it is the holiday season. And we know that people buy gifts. They're not only buying for themselves, they're also buying for many other people. And that all is going to start sooner this year. If you know, the box stores are not doing their after Thanksgiving Day sales in general. They're starting them October 1st because of the COVID restrictions. And so they're going to spread it out. And so we know that the shopping season is going to start a lot earlier. And what I really want you to know is this belief triangle, because this belief triangle will show you that when you have a strong belief in what we have to offer, then that belief will give you the courage and the strength and the energy to take action on your business. And that means making the contacts, booking the parties, running the parties. And when you take those actions, you're going to get results. You're going to get paid. You're going to get the bookings from the parties. You're going to get new team members that are joining you, and it's oh so fun. And then all of that is going to reinforce the beliefs that you had. So if you're new to the business, you might not have that belief from experience, but you can have that belief from what we share with you. And if you don't have the belief, you can jump in on the action. So Annalisa was telling you that before we started the recording that she booked all these parties. She's taking action. Whether she believed or not, she's taking action, and the action is giving her results, and she's believing so strong now. So if you don't have a belief from experience and you're just hearing from us, then go ahead and jump in and take action. We want you to get that foundation for your own belief, and you're going to be so glad you did. So you're going to hear from a couple of speakers tonight that are very, very new to the business. And you're going to be amazed how they took this business and ran with it. Because what this business can provide for you probably is, in general, the possibilities are probably in general more than you're thinking about. I know for me they were. I just wanted the bonus kits. I wanted to earn the bonus kits, a little bit of extra money, do this over the winter, gather up what I could and beyond. And what I found was that I really could contribute to the bigger income of the family, and that I didn't have to go back to work after having babies outside the home. I did go back to work. I work here. But I didn't have to go outside the home because I didn't want to. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's whatever you choose. But what I did find is that this could provide tuition for college, and it could provide what our family needed and opportunities, and but it wasn't why I started. And so I just want to challenge you to think a little bit bigger than you probably did at the start of your Pampered Chef business, because it took me a long time to get to that. Like I was living it before I was seeing it. And now we have so many people on our team that are achieving these great successes. So I want you to really dream about something bigger than what you're probably thinking to start out with. So let me see a wave of hands. Who wants more with their business, and who wants to get more income? Type in the chat what it is that you want from the business. Is it more income, to do what, or just that you want more, go ahead, type it in. I just want to see kind of where we are. Oh, I like someone put, let's be number one, Debbie. That's cute. That's awesome. All right. More income, home renovations, great, income and growth, supplemental income, debt, start a family. I love that. All right, be at home. Oh, someone has a new golf cart. I love it. Okay, more income. Good job, you guys. New house. Awesome. Oh, travel, cruise, more money for scouts and things for the kids. I love all of those. This is great because we can do this. But the thing is, you have to have a why. You have to have a reason. And so it's super important that you think about that. Love that. The flexibility, replace lost wages. I'm so sorry. You can do that. Someone else wants to quit their job. All right. Be able to watch the grandbaby, work from home. You guys, this is all doable and awesome. And so we're going to keep working with this and keep moving you forward. Okay. So Rory Vaden is actually a speaker that I got to hear decades ago, and I've heard him a couple times at executive seminar. He's actually coming to our executive seminar this month with Pampered Chef. And his book, Take the Stairs, I highly recommend. 7 Steps to Achieving True Success. He is a New York Times bestseller, and you're going to love what you're going to read, but let's give you a little outtake from it so you don't have to take it just from me.
Self-discipline strategist, Mr. Rory Vaden. Things that my mom used to tell me, she used to say that, Rory, success is all about the choices that we make. It's all about what choices you make. How do you spend your time? Who do you hang out with? What do you do? Do you go left or you go right? And every single day we've got all of these choices: up, down, left, right, forward, back, boxers, briefs, commando. Important choices. And here's a choice I just want you to think about to yourself. The last time that you came up to a set of stairs and an escalator, did you take the stairs? Which one do you think most people choose? Most people choose the escalator. Isn't it interesting? Now, why do people choose the escalator? I don't know. It's almost like we are naturally programmed to search for convenience, to look for the easy way. There's one thing that seems to be true about success, and we've spent the last 5 years interviewing, researching, coaching, studying some of the most successful athletes, entrepreneurs, all different backgrounds, is we have found that if there's one thing that is in common, that is true about success, is that success is not about taking the escalator. Success is about taking the stairs. It's about doing the things that we know we should be doing even when we don't feel like doing them. There's a remedy, I should say. There's a solution. There is something that we can do about it, and it can be boiled down into one simple word. And I'm gonna tell you what the word is. But before I do, I have to kind of warn you that you might not like it. Because while it is the truth about success, it's not really popular. And while it may be the thing that you want, that you need to hear, it's probably not what you want to hear. But I know that if you are able to incorporate this habit into your daily lives and into your offices, and able to create a culture of this, that you will see incredible results. And it can be boiled down into this one simple word: discipline. Discipline. Successful people have the discipline to do the things they know they should be doing even when they don't feel like doing them. In other words, successful people take the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that so true? My goodness. I have to just share for a second. When I was listening to that, it reminded me of something when my daughter was in college. She was an athlete swimmer. And I remember, you feel like just this piece of you has gone to college, right? And then here she's doing these athletics and you feel like they're just beating her up one after the other. And I remember her saying, they told me that I fell off the wagon and got run over because I told them I was trying. I put my arms up and said, I'm trying, she said, and I smacked the water. And the coach said, there is no trying, there's only doing. And I thought, oh my gosh, like that kind of broke my heart because I'm thinking, no, wait a minute, there is two trying, right? There's trying, there's doing it. And what really the difference was the discipline of coming back and doing it again and coming back and doing it again, even when you didn't feel like it, and even if you weren't getting the results, but to try in a different way. So to ask for some help about, I'm sending this message and it's not working, or what else should I do? That kind of thing, rather than just saying, well, I did that, but to actually find a new way is what I'm saying. And so using discipline to make yourself jump back in there and try it again and do it again, but in a different way, or, kind of coming in the back door. All right. So it just reminded me of that when I was watching, and I really love Rory Vaden. I think he's awesome. And I highly recommend, if you're looking for a book, to get that book. I wanted to show you this picture I found on the web because I thought it was pretty funny. What's wrong with this picture? All right. Here's the very thing he was talking about, going on the escalator, but where are they going? They're going up to a fitness place, and they're taking the escalator to the fitness place. Now, something's just really wrong with that, right? So simply stated, there are only two types of activities, things we feel like doing and things we don't. And we have to ask ourselves, which one is an income producing activity for our business, and which one should I be doing then? He'll talk later about, don't say that you should have done that after the fact. And he talks about that being a should head, and you'll hear more of that later. But if we can learn to make ourselves do the things we don't want to do, then we've literally created the power to create any results in our lives. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. So we try to help you become the best you can with business and in your personal life. And we'll be working with some things with that too that I think will be interesting and fun and that you might learn from. But in the career plan of the Pampered Chef, there are basically 3 ways to earn dollars. Money for your pocket and for your family. Basically selling, which come from your parties. Sharing the opportunity, which is recruiting and building a team. And then not only building your team, but then developing some of your team into leaders. So Jackie, can I get you to mute your line, please? And then that'll be great. So developing leaders. So let's talk about, these are the first 3 levels of the career plan in Pampered Chef. Everyone starts out as a consultant. I started out as a consultant too. I paid $99 or $100. I can't even remember, so many years ago, sad as that is. But it was around there, and I started as a consultant, and everyone on here did. The very next step is to become a senior consultant, meaning you've recruited 1 team member, and a team leader means that you've recruited 2 team members. So let's talk about the earning potential for commission for all consultants based on sales. So first of all, the sales levels are, when you sell less than $750, you are guaranteed to make 20%, and then it goes up from there. The markers you want to mark in your brain are 750, 1250, 2500, and 4000, because you don't want to fall a little bit short of one of those levels, because you're making a higher percent commission on the whole dollar amount. So in other words, if I were going to end up at 2,375, I would definitely want to work to get that other $125 so that you make 24% on all of it rather than 23. And you want to keep accruing career sales, because once you've reached 15,000 in career sales, you get an extra 2% at every level. And so you don't want to lose those career sales. You want to keep accumulating those. All right. And then we have basically how you can maximize. You can become an elite seller, meaning you in a rolling 12-month period, you sell 75,000. And that means with at least 6,000 in every month. So once you're doing that, and I know a lot of people over this last year are getting up to that point, you'll actually get a 2% bonus on top of all of these. And then you earn percents on top of all of these based on leadership. So let's look at those. here we are. Senior consultant is the first level. I told you that you needed one active recruit to promote to senior consultant. And your requirement is that you have to be selling at least $150. Well, we know that's easy peasy. And you get another 1% on all your personal sales, on your team's sales, meaning your new consultant, your new active recruit team member. And you get 50 PC dollars for having recruited someone when they qualify and submit their 1250. Now, becoming a team leader is very similar. It's just that you need 2 active recruits. So they need to both be selling. You need to be selling at least 750, and the team altogether needs to be selling 2,500. Easy peasy, even if everyone's running a virtual party a month. I mean, you know, with the virtual parties, that doesn't get, you know, it's just so easy to do to fulfill those requirements. So team leaders on average are earning about 14%, 13.5% more in commissions based on dollar sales. So I thought this would be a great time for us to hear from a team leader. Michelle started July 20th. So really, it's only been about 5 or 6 weeks since she started. And I know she's going to promote to director this month. So I don't want to share her story. I'd like Michelle to share her story. So Michelle, can you unmute where you are? And
I've been 36 days.
36. Good
36
job.
days.
I'm
did
going
all
to
the calculations.
timeline so they can hear you really well. Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Michelle, you're muted. Michelle, we can hear you.
Yeah. So my name is Michelle Doucette. I have been a consultant for 36 days to be exact. My current sales are right around $7,000, and I've hosted 9 parties so far. I have one recruit who's on our call right now, and I have another one signing up tomorrow with the potential for another by the end of the week. I have done nothing more than be confident in what I'm doing, as well as following the plan. So I joined Pampered Chef just to do something fun with my kids, honestly. I have 5 kids, busy at home. We just moved 2 into college, and my 9-year-old drives me crazy wanting something to do every day, all day long. So knowing that we were going to go hybrid this fall, I wanted to continue to have something fun to do with the kids. My 9 and 7-year-olds are the youngest home, and then I have a 16-year-old at home too. So I joined Pampered Chef originally just to do something fun to keep myself busy. I'm still laid off from COVID, so I needed to keep a positive attitude, which is something that during these times is tough, but I chose to just remain positive. And Michelle Pratt asked me if I wanted to become a consultant, and I was like, sure. I was probably a really easy sell, but it was kind of a no-brainer to me. Earn a couple extra dollars while having fun with my kids. We cook live on Facebook at least once a week. We've even gone live at my camper in Maine, which was very entertaining for everybody watching. But we post them on whatever current parties I have that week, as well as my personal independent consultant page. I think that captivates the audience and keeps people interested. I always try to post, and I'm learning all of this through Fast Track. So I did August Fast Track, and I wrote down everything. So keeping track of what you're being taught, there's so much information being thrown at you, but keep track of it all. I reference it pretty much daily. So, you get sent all sorts of wording to use, copy paste. I did it. So the month of September, I currently have 24 parties booked. I am not going to put any more on my plate for the month of September. I'm not really nervous right now. I have 3 like super active parties that haven't stopped. And they literally have a question every 5 minutes, and I'm making my time. At first I wanted to be fully involved in the parties 24/7. Then I had to realize I had to separate myself and be a mom too. So I make time for the answering of the questions. I do about 2 hours in the morning, and then I do about an hour at night, and that's it. I don't go the extra mile. If I have a host that sends me questions, I'll answer them right away. But as far as the guests in the party, I try to just answer them when I get to them at night or in the morning. My host coaching happens every single morning. I don't miss it. I don't miss the posts that I'm supposed to send. And I think that the host really appreciates the interaction. They don't know that I'm copying and pasting. I kind of cater it to the person that I'm sending it to, personalize it a little bit. But I think being an actual human to your hosts and to your guests at the party is what keeps it fun and what keeps them interested in continuing the conversations. I am 100% planning on fast tracking to director this month. I have a really amazing party going on right now that I think I probably can pull 2 consultants out of it. And I give them my story and they're like, oh, that's me too. And everybody, it's getting close to holiday season. Everybody's looking for a little extra money. It's the easiest sell in the entire world. So my background is training and development. So this is kind of a no-brainer for me. When I do go back to work, if I do, this is going to be something very easy to continue with, which is exciting. And just one more thing, I could talk all night, but one more thing, every week when Becky shares stuff with you, if it's a book, if it's somebody to go listen to, just do it because, and if it's a book, I download books and I listen to them whenever I have a free minute, or if I'm driving, I listen to the books because that's what keeps you motivated. So one of them that she suggested, and I can't remember what the name of the book was, but it's John Gordon is the author. I'm a huge quote person too, Becky. So I screenshot a quote so I could share it with everybody, because last week I had 3 terrible parties, 1 qualified. And I was kind of feeling down, but that was at the same time that I booked 5 parties from one of the one that qualified. But the other 2 parties were terrible. So I was just like, whatever, I'm going to keep trucking. So this quote that I found from John Gordon was perfect to share tonight. So failure provides you with a great opportunity to decide how much you really want something. Will you give up, or will you dig deeper, commit more, work harder, learn, and get better? If you know that this is what you truly want, you'll be willing to pay the price that success requires. You'll be willing to fail again and again in order to succeed. So I think ending on that note, just keep following the plan because the plan absolutely works.
I love that. Congratulations on all of your bookings and doing everything that you're doing. We're really so happy for you. It's awesome.
Thanks, Becky.
And for everyone that's wondering by the plan, what that is the fast track program that will give you an invitation to at the end of this tonight and tell you what you would need to do next to join that program. So congratulations again, Michelle. Great job. Thank you for sharing. All right, so let's go on then and let's talk about, because you're probably thinking, okay, I want to know about the money and why would I want to be a director? So show me the money. Okay, let's do it. Promoting to director takes 5 active consultants on your team, and that means they all need to be selling at least 150. It also takes 5,000 in team sales. So that's kind of a easy no-brainer kind of too, because what Michelle was telling you is with her 24 parties, she's probably going to be selling 20, I don't know, somewhere in the $10,000 to $20,000 range if she runs all those this month and they all get closed. So, the 5,000 isn't going to be an issue. And then at least 750 in personal sales. So those are some big numbers, but on the other end, if you run our program, and what we suggest is 4 parties a week, and we really talk about running 4 parties a week, booking 4 parties a week, because 1 might not hold. So that means then you've got 3 going. When we know that when you do that too, you're going to have enough for your team sales as well. So think about it. You get to earn more money as a leader. You get to even earn even more. You get an activity bonus for every active consultant on your team every month. You get 250 Pampered Chef dollars when you promote to director, and you can use those on anything. Get 5,000 trip points. So that trip, even if you started just now in August, you can get a trip too if you really work your business. You get a professional development each year and increased monthly overrides. Paid as a director, that means overrides on the paid to you based on the sales of your team. So you get higher percentage on your own sales and a percentage based on team sales. Now, if you're a new consultant and you're in your 90 days, you also get to earn the Fast Track program, which allows you to get a $3,000 cash bonus. The first 500 of it comes when you promote to director by the end of the month that holds your 90th day. So if your 90th day is September 20th, you still get the whole month of September to make it happen. But you don't have to wait that long. You just heard Michelle say she's going to be doing this in September, which is really her second full month. All right, so then when you keep your directorship for the next 3 months after reaching it, you get another 500 bonus just for already being paid as a director. And then when someone that you brought in during your first 6 months becomes a director, and that makes you an advanced director, then you get another $1,000 cash bonus. And when they keep their directorship and you keep your advanced directorship, another $1,000. So this is a lot of cash, and I'm sure that could come in really handy before the Christmas holidays. And let's talk about director. What you receive is, this is that commission override I was talking about. You'll receive 30% on your personal sales instead of the percentage, the 27 or 25 or whatever it was at that top level. And then you'll also earn a 3% override on everything that your team sells, and that $10 activity bonus that I just talked about. So that's kind of a recap. But we don't work to minimums on our team, and we never say work to minimum and just get your 5 in. We ask you to meet those qualifications by the 15th of the month whenever possible. That's called going green, and doing it by the 15th of the month. That means the 5,000 in team sales, at least 750 has to be your own, and then the 5 active team members to get directorship. But once you have directorship, it's just the 5,000 in team sales with at least 750 being your own. So we want you to go green all the time and really aim to be green by the 15th, okay? So that's director. Yay, you've got that. So let's move into what the career plan offers in upper level leadership. There's an advanced director level and a senior director level. And I thought this would be a great time for us to hear from someone who has promoted. Rochelle, can you unmute where you are and share with us?
Hi, yeah, sure.
Yay, Rochelle Batterson, congratulations.
Hi.
I'm gonna mute my line so they can hear you really well. Thanks.
Thank you. In a couple of seconds, I might ask you if you could share your screen, or if I could share my screen. But first, I just wanted to take this moment to let you know that the biggest reason why I decided to promote to director was all about when I joined Pampered Chef. I'll be honest with you, I've been in a couple other direct sales companies. Debbie Kimball asked me to join. She probably asked me 6 or 7 times before I finally gave in. But I was looking for something, and I really was hungry for what my why is. I was looking for something a little bit different than sales, direct sales teams that I've been in. This Pampered Chef business is like none other as far as the systems that they give you and the processes that they give you to follow. And all I can say is do the things. If somebody that has been in this business for 20 years tells you to do something, you do it. They know what works, and this fast track system is absolutely amazing. If you do the work, the success will follow. So I decided to promote to director because I really just wanted to supplement my 401k, my retirement. I am in a corporate business. I'm also in training and development like Michelle, which is very funny, I find, but also like Becky. So I really would like to retire early. My husband and I have a wonderful daughter who had just gotten married last year. She is a traveling physical therapist, and she travels all over the country to do her job. Therefore, we would like to travel and be with them as much as we possibly can. And I can't really do that if I'm always at work. So I would like to be in this business and earn the extra money and supplement my 401k and possibly retire early so that I can have that time with my family and I can do the things that I want to do and still live in the same type of lifestyle that I live in now. I really just paid attention to the fast track process. I was on the calls with Becky. I was able to implement the process, how it's mapped out for us. You have to just pay attention to what your why is, and you have to keep a few things in front of you. Would you mind sharing if I share my screen?
I have it set up so you can.
Okay. Well, there it is. Okay, so I know Becky goes over all of this, but this is something that I just kind of put together for myself. You want to make sure that you're keeping these things in front of you, these 18 benefits of promoting to director, and also keeping, obviously, you want to keep focus on your why as well. And then those incentives that you get. And then Debbie shared with us as well as Becky, is to continue to show up, communicate, be hungry for what we offer, attend the Tuesday night trainings, including the fast track with Becky. All of these top 10s, I'm not going to go through all of them, but we keep these all in front of us so that you know what you got to do, what you have to focus on. And then you want to show up, as I stated already, but you want to track all of your contacts, and you want to follow up, and you want to be rewarded for those follow-ups. So make sure you're showing up for those meetings. If you're not available, of course, I mean, things happen. We're all human. We have other things going on, but you want to make sure you set that time aside to show up for the fast track meetings. But if you can't for some reason, then you make sure that you carve out that time to watch the training, the recordings on the next day, and make sure that you carve that time out. You want to make sure you schedule it. And then you're tracking your contacts, the people that you're asking to be a consultant, the people that you're asking to join our business. And you want to track whether you've gotten a response, whether you got a no or a yes, and you want to follow up with them as well. You don't want to just contact them once, let them not respond to you or not say any or say no, and then not follow up again. And then you want to take some time out for yourself, complete a daily manifestation. We have a YouTube link that we go to every day. You can do one of the meditation apps or something like that. I've done a couple different things. I usually stick with the same thing for a while and then switch over to a different one. Something that I put together for myself for tracking, we track ratios. So I put together a little sheet for myself just so I can track, and it's not, because my brain is a mess. If I just do it in a notebook, it'll be a scribble. So I track my consultant opportunities. Every contact that I have reached out to, I track them. And the first message, whether it's a yes or a no, if it's a no or a no response, I'll follow up a few days later. I track that, whether it's a yes or no. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, it seems like most of the time I get my yeses, it's on that third follow-up. That's what it seems like. Some of them, there's still a lot that are, no response at all. People just, sometimes they're too busy or whatever, and they just don't look at Messenger or text or email. So you want to make sure you're using more than just Messenger. I do the same thing for my booking my parties as well. But so the ratio would be your number of contacts, how many responses that you got from those contacts, and then how many yeses you got. So let's just say you got, you had 50 contacts. It took you 50 contacts to get 2 yeses for a consultant. So your ratio is going to be 50 contacts And how many of those were a follow-up? Or how many of those responded? I'm so sorry. How many of those responded, and then how many signed up as a yes out of those? So I have found, for example, for my first set of contacts, I had 50 contacts, and there were 35 that did not respond at all in three follow-ups, and I did get 2 yeses out of that 50 contacts. So I know that it's going to take me a minimum of probably 50 contacts to get 2 yeses. I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. It's not always 50 contacts, but at least you have a guide to go by. So here it just shows you that I record the name of the person, the date. I put the date next to it for the first follow-up, the date of the second follow-up, the date of the third follow-up, and then find the ratio. And that's it. So let's stop sharing now. So really, what I wanted to stress to you all is that if you just do the work and keep your eye on that prize, and definitely show up and take all the advice that you're given and try to fit it into your personality as well. Like I think Michelle mentioned that as well. You don't want to always be just copying and pasting. You can, but a lot of times I do that with a lot of times with people I really don't know that well. But if I know them, I add something into the conversation about their family and their work and, you know, how are they doing? How are they holding up through all of the craziness that's going on in the world and those kinds of things, to personalize it and let them know, you know, build that relationship with them. You don't want to just make it sound like you're just trying to get a consultant for no reason. But I hope that helps.
Yes, great. Very good job. Thank you so much for sharing. And congratulations again. I think I looked up, you started July 2nd and promoted to director August 1st. And
yes,
did a great job. So congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
30 days. So you guys don't have to wait for the 90 days. So let's go ahead, and I'm sure Rochelle, when we start our group, people will ask if you want to post the 18 benefits and then maybe even your tracking. So we'll see when we get to that point, okay? Thank you so much. So advanced director and senior director get an added % on their personal sales and 4% of everything sold on their generations. They still get a $10 activity bonus for every new team member, and you get to earn on your second generation team. So there's still the $50 recruiting Pampered Chef dollars, $100 bonus on every qualified second gen director, and a $500 bonus when you promote a new second gen director. So even more income and more benefits at those 2 levels of leadership. And then we move into our executive level leadership. And our executive level leadership provides us the opportunity to earn on a 3rd generation team and have a car allowance based on your level of leadership. There's an executive director. I told you we promoted 9 of those so far this year. A senior executive director level, which we have several that are super close, and a national executive director. I feel like that'll just be right around the corner for some people too. So I want to encourage you to think bigger than what you might be thinking, so that you can really look at what is the more that I want for my family. What is that? You typed a lot of things in that chat when we started out, and you can promote to director in 90 days or less. Whether you're in the new consultant rewards and you're in that fast track 90 days because you just started, or you're a veteran consultant who's been here for years or decades like me, you could still promote to director in 90 days or less. You don't have to wait for the 90 days. So what I would recommend, whether you're in this new consultant rewards program or you're beyond it, to work through it as if you were in it and be in it to win it, so to speak. So being able to check off all of your products that you would get to earn along the way if you were in the program or if you are. And then also the new recruits. let's see. The new recruits that you're going to be adding to your team and building your team. We do have some statistics that we'll share in the fast track. Typically, we say that we want you to get 4 parties per week and 6 asks per party, which is 24 asks. And we tell you how out of that, you'll probably have conversation with 12, and out of the 12, you'll get at least 1 signed, if not 2. But we'll talk about all that if you should decide to join the program. But use this tracking sheet, whether you're in your 90 days or not, and just kind of keep it simple. You know, we're going to work through a program. We have Tuesday night training every Tuesday night for the month. You can join that. I cover bookings for 2 weeks. I cover recruiting for 2 weeks, and we overlap with increasing sales, virtual party tips, all of that kind of thing. And even if you've been through it before, you might go through it again or again and again, because then you start picking up the things. Okay, I've mastered that. Now I'm going to add this that she's saying. Or I've mastered that and I've started this, but now I'm going to add this because I'm starting to pick all of it up. But basically, we'll train you so that for every 4 parties, you could be getting to the point of recruiting 1 more new consultant when you do all the steps. And I love this picture. I want you to imagine the possibilities, as if you were telling one of your children or your grandchildren or your neighbor's children or whoever's children that you can do anything, because you can, and you just need to believe it and do it. So when you look at this chart, I show this a lot. I want you to compare these 2 areas that I have circled. These are leaders that went in 1 year from May of 18 to May of 19. They went from being the team of themselves, they were a team of 1, to growing their team to just under 100 and just over 100. But what happened to their income when they did that? Look over here to the right. Their sales went up. It went from 0 1 year to May of next year, 37,000, and this one went from 0 to 72,000. They were building directors because they were working through whatever program they have, and we have this Tuesday night training for you. They both went from consultant. One went from consultant through director to advanced, and the other went from consultant through director through advanced to senior. And look what happened to their paychecks at that time. Their paychecks went from 0 to $2,600 a month or $3,800 a month. But now let's look at some of our own team members. Here's someone that went from this is comparing May of 19 to May of 20. So this actually includes this boom of this year a little bit through May. And we had someone here go from consultant to senior director, meaning they went from just ordering their kit to 180 team members a year later. Went from 0 sales because they just ordered their kit to $326,000 in sales, and went from 0 directors to 13 on their team. And look what happened to the paycheck. $0 because they had just ordered their kit, to the May paycheck being $19,522. That's for one person's paycheck for 1 month. Isn't that awesome? And look at these others. Went from advanced director to senior director. So their teams grew up to around 3 to 350-ish. Their sales grew up to around the 500,000 mark for both teams. Their number of directors grew, and look what happened to their paychecks. It went from 3,100 to 17,000, 2,600. Now, everybody, this 2,600 and 3,100, those are great paychecks. They're awesome paychecks. Everybody, you know, if you're new and you're starting out, wouldn't you love to have a $2,000, $3,000 paycheck? That's what we're going to teach you, how to do that, even based on your sales, your parties, your shows, and your new growing team. And the same thing with, you know, we can get you higher and higher if you're willing to do the work. And here a senior director went to executive director, number of directors grew, and the paycheck grew too. So you've got to ask yourself, I show you this because why not you? And why not now? If you're willing to take the stairs and you're willing to make it happen. I think we have time to watch this one last clip, and then we'll stop here after this.
And I have another picture here for you. This is called the commitment continuum. It's another visual depiction of a process that all of us sort of go through in our minds with every single decision that we make. You see, in any decision, there's a decisional threshold. And on this side, on your right side, that decisional threshold, that is an affirmative decision saying, I'm going to move forward with this. Now, over here on your left side is sort of a negative decision, meaning I've decided not to go through with this. And this happens, again, with everything. And most of the time, you hear people talk about or consider the physical energy that is required to execute a decision or a commitment once it's made. The decisional threshold, the best example I can think of is in dating. If two people are dating, right, eventually they reach a point where they're saying, you know, either we're going to get married or we're going to go a different direction. You know what I'm talking about? That's the decisional threshold. Now, more important than the physical energy that goes into these decisions is an emotional energy that, again, we don't seem to adequately account for. And successful people and average people, both eagles and turkeys, 10s and 2s, all have this same struggle in making a decision. See, one of the questions I wanted to know is, are successful people just born that way? I mean, is it something in their DNA? And it doesn't seem to be true because everybody goes through this difficulty. There's this emotional energy expenditure in making the decision. And here's what's wild about self-discipline. Very often there is more energy expended in making the decision than in actually executing the outcome of that decision. In other words, the hard part is when you're sitting on the couch going, should I go to the gym or should I stay at home and watch TV? And that's the hard part. Once we get to the gym, it's actually easier. And so this is what happens. So most of us come up to this point, this decisional threshold, and the difference between successful people and average people is so incredibly minuscule. And this can frustrate a person's entire life because you on the outside can seemingly look like, act like, talk like somebody who is successful, and yet everything for them always works out. Everything for them always turns to gold. Everything for them is always a success, but everything for me, I always seem to fall a little bit short of. I can never catch that big break. I'm always just a little bit short on time. I'm a little bit short on money. And this will answer why that happens. You see, when we come up to the decisional threshold, we choose the way that we think about that decision. That is our attitude. The simple definition of attitude that I offer is attitude is choosing the way that you see things. Choosing the way that you see things. So most people come up to this decisional threshold and they don't have a negative attitude. They don't have a bad attitude. They don't even really have a mediocre attitude. This is their attitude, is they say, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure I'm the right person. I'm not sure this is the right time. I'm not sure this is the right place. I'm not sure you're the right person. I'm not sure this is the right company. I'm not sure. Now, what successful people, their attitude is ever so subtly different. It's so small, it's almost invisible. And it's not like it's incredibly positive. It's not like it's overtly enthusiastic necessarily. Their attitude is just a teeny bit different. And they say, well, I'm in for good. Yeah, I don't know much, but I know I'm in for good. I know I'm doing this. And here's what happens that starts an important cycle. At this moment, the person here on your left, representing most people, starts asking themselves the question, should I? Should I stay or should I go? Should I do this or should I not? Should I move forward? Should I retreat? Should I invest this money? Should I spend this time or should I not? Should I? We end up asking the question, should. You end up becoming what I like to call a shouldhead. Don't be a shouldhead. Nobody wants to be a shouldhead. Now, here's what happens. Once you start asking the question, should, we automatically start retreating back towards the opposite direction. Because both successful people and average people, neither of us like to be in this state of emotional conundrum going back and forth. None of us like that. We want to return to emotional normalcy. So what successful people do is they have this attitude of, I'm in for good. I've made up my mind. I'm going to do this. The question is, again, only so subtly different. Their question is not should I, but how will I? How will I? And the moment you start asking the question how, it's like our minds transcend all limitations. When we start asking the question how, our creativity engages. There are energies and juices that like come alive inside of us, things that we never knew were there. And they come out simply by, we create a space for them to happen by asking the question, how will I make this happen? How is this possible? How can we make this be reality? And once you ask the question how, you immediately cross over the decisional threshold. But the moment you cross over, it doesn't get any easier. In fact, a lot of times it gets harder. A lot of times it gets a little bit harder, but then over time it gets easier. And then it creates this momentum in our life that cannot be stopped.
Okay, so that's called making
And I have
the
another
decision.
picture here for you.
That's called making the decision to go forward. And then it's called a learning curve. So the reason it gets a little bit harder temporarily is because it's a learning curve. You're learning something new. You're learning how to do something. And that's where we want you to be. We want you to make a decision to join us on our Tuesday night trainings, to make a decision to get your more that you're looking for your family and make that happen. There are 3 C's of life, as Zig Ziglar says: choices, chances, and changes. And you have to make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And I love that saying because I'm asking you, please make the decision and the choice to take the chance and work this program to get what you want for your family so that you can have the change and look at what you can provide for your family. So here's what you would need to do. You'd need to reach out to your director and say, hey, I want in. I'm all in. I'm in for it on Tuesday nights. I will either be on there at 8:45, or if I can absolutely not be on there, I will listen to it within 24 hours. And I will do the assignments and the homework and make this happen, because I want one of those paychecks, the $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 paycheck, whatever it is. The next step is to get at least 8 parties booked. Now, we talked about bookings last week at the end of Fast Track, but we also had a booking blitz last Thursday, and we have one this Thursday. We actually have them every Thursday. Kathy Cantrell and Debbie Kimball are leading amazing booking blitzes every Thursday. The information is in Imagineers, or you can get that from your director, okay? And so then what would happen is if you tell your director you want in and they're gonna support you, then your director will get you added to the new September Fast Track Facebook group, okay? You need 8 parties. So you've got to do just guns out and get 8 parties booked for September on your calendar so that you can be doing the things that we're talking about, okay? And then at the end, you'll be getting the more that you're looking for, and you'll get to celebrate all of your success. So I want to encourage you all to make that happen. Type in the chat over there, because I want to see real quick how many people are going to participate. How many people are going to jump in and work the program? I love it. Awesome. And you're willing to do the work, and you're going to make it happen. I like that. You guys are great. That is so awesome and so exciting. Well, I will tell you this. I will be showing up for you every week, and your director will be showing up for you every week. So all I ask is that you show up for you every week and do what we ask, because we're not it's not fluff. It's not like all these extras that you have to do that don't really income produce. We're giving all income producing activities, and we want to teach you everything we can about bookings and selling and recruiting and building, so you can have from the business what you want, okay? So I want to thank you all, and thanks for the wishes over there for our anniversary. It is our 36th anniversary, woohoo! So out of those 36 years, 29 have been with Pampered Chef. Imagine that. I never would have guessed it. It's been awesome, and I encourage all of you to take that jump too. So All right. Thanks, you guys. Everyone have a great night. Get with your director as soon as possible so they can get you in the group. And thank you all for joining and coming on. All right.
Happy anniversary, Becky.
Thanks, Becky.
Thank you. We went to Dairy Queen. It was fun. We went to Dairy Queen before this call. So, there you go. All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.